She cried page numbers of an infinite book on lifeless bodies awaiting their memorial services. She saw commuting reflections inheriting the stains of their mirrors. She saw it. The patriarchal promised land with its dead living room and sand swimming pool. Maps with no accentuating guidance, the omnipresent absence. She glanced. She gazed. She saw. Famished bodies, unfurnished lobbies, lofty sorries of distorted stories. She was there, a witnessing with no halt. Like air given sight, she witnessed them. Military ministries, monetary monasteries, surgical tongues implanting gender to energy with the deviance of an unwilling source. She, the designated herald of their tradition to walking on water, the arcane, while amputating black tongues that summoned it by name. Inscriptions from the legion of cynic critics of art, of life, of stars, of God, of love, of creation, of evolving, of her, the witness of the unwitting converse of the very machine they wail of, a perpetual sacrifice of a sinister ritual, an unending elegy from the living to the living. Perquisite practices, despite the distortion, dishes deserted by loftiness. To disregard oneself as a god is blasphemous. Despite the distortion, dishes deserted by loftiness. To disregard her as a god is blasphemous. Blasphemous.
True.
Blasphemous.
It's true, really.
Blasphemous. 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 You see? See what happens when my thoughts tilt to the direction of your light? Lunar smitten, I used to be a conservatory of ellipses to an autumn world. When thoughts are eclipsed, magic is spilled, and we arouse the stars until they lactate Milky Ways to calcium-independent bodies. Infinity personified, conjurers of tongueless languages. You do not know that you know us, but you spell our names every time you lose it, incarnating forever into bloodlines until boisterous cycles are broken into figures we can consciously morph. You're evolving a Weitzu, and she's a patient of patience. Jesus came a long time ago, she guided and walked him here. In counteracting our dismay, she says, breathe and know that you are God. Do we listen when what or who we want to hear us talks back about how we carry the pain that has already forgiven us, while being both the driver and the body beneath the bus? We think it is the sin we stir in the fluidity of our peace. We drink the sinister liquidity of our beliefs, an embodiment of millions of cells lonely, breathing too much and too rushed through nostrils and a mouth only. You are here, as beautiful as the infancy of an evolutionary idea, a well-filled assemblage of stunning mistakes, rightfully aiming at the misses of a past life's failed to take, configured to the wheelwork of a peculiar art, a soul under the beckoning of a bloodline of conductors, a togetherness apart from a card of everything, of hearts. Make it out of your mind, alive or survivor that dies first every time. Stuck in the past tense of now with the future that is always itself. Your span of dancing in the beautiful senselessness from the lake of motherless songs is now. Moon tied to the waves incepting from where logic ends. To the wizard wolf that spat out its vocal cords, glancing at all phases of the moon except its apotheosis. Keep creating your own phonetics and spread life into yourself. Have you ever not used your mind before? The steel brittleness of nothing at all, except torment, stimulants, dormant ingredients, torn up elements of you. Have you ever tried to break the fall of circles with no revolution, an ablution system of a constipated mind? The keys, the door, come in. This loud life is way more than the running from what is supposed to be a still race of a triumphant silence. Have you ever spoken to God in the language of everything? The beautiful incantations of an illiterate mind that reads and writes with eyes closed by an open soul. A reality detox agency, a teacher that doesn't teach the senselessness of senses and the sense-filled necessities. We are stars with limbs, we are stars with limbs, now comprehending that the only way to shine is to start within. Is to start within.
Yo.